SBTV live tracks.
200 bars, SBTV exclusive. Listen. Guess who's back from the land of the nomads, land of the scallywags, land of the toe rags, land where they don't Snapchat and they don't dab. We were fractured to fragments, it's so sad. Guess who's back from the land of the nomads, land of the scallywags, land of the toe rags, land where they don't Snapchat and they don't dab. We were fractured to fragments, it's so sad. We were captured as chapters in notepads, where the have-lots rob from the don't haves, where the caps locks lost in a phone tap, emojis minus emotion and vocab. 7 years past, let me barge you for part 2. Never let them tell you what you can and you can't do. They don't know where you stand cause they aren't you. Love yourself to the core even when it's hard to cry no more. Shout and sing, violence to silence the loudest thing. They don't know about the power the Shaolin brings. Place a rock for a mountain that outlives, sing like Malcolm did. We are out of sync and out of time by the sound of things. Arms long like Dawson is how to win. Best murder machine gets crowned the king. But what about the voices that can't be heard? Breast barons witch hunt like McCarthy purge. You're lying to yourself, the past seems worse. Cause I can get dark, more dark than a dark moor. I can get dark like a dark night in dark, more dark like dark 4 at 4:30 AM. So why you dummies getting dark for? Not shy to defend it, don't try to prevent this. A mind as tremendous as Einstein or Midas. I meant this, I rise from the trenches like Vikings. I'm fighting for my independence. My rhymes are relentless, like a right to your dentures. Your rhymes are as violent as fencing. My rhymes are offensive, as violent as Genghis through pride and resentment. Misers cry to lament this. How foul could your mouth be? How could you doubt me? That's random, like a row with a Mountie or an Alki driving his Audi to Saudi, or Bush and Blair making rap albums about peace. You ready for the rumble, headed for a tumble. Definitely better any veteran among you. They should have told you if anybody loves you, a level of relevance you will never get above to. I murk it with ease, burn it indeed, merge with the beat like the birds and the bees. They want food for thought, I will serve them a feast, not commercial. Believe that I nurture the niche. Much love to those doing reaction vids. Rap kids act big, but a tacticless. Better off practicing mad backflips with a bad slip disc and fractured wrists. Who mastered this? Know what the answer is. Who's got bars that carve to the heart of this? Regardless, I blame SB for starting this. What's fire in the brew to an arsonist? Guys don't make me rap, guys don't make me rap, guys don't make me rap. Might go crazy at was fire in the boot to a pyromaniac. Please bro, he don't need no heat though. Was fire in the boot to the Dragon Ricky Steamboat. 7 years out, never feared out. Any peers proud, whatever the weather, better clear out. You're a mere mouse, I'm here now to tear down what you care about. Mayor's clout can never compare now. Back worse than ever before. Rebel with a cause you could never ignore. If anyone thought I never did it with metaphors that were better than yours, I rendered the sentiments ever with swords and dead on the floors. Let them have a bite, but that was bad advice if you fraternize. Know what man I like when I'm man a mic. About as bad as Bannon's like when he's banning guys. Had enough of savage lies getting sanitized. Asinine pantomimes got you paralyzed. Got a panoramic mind when I strategize. Agonize, analyze for a spat of rhyme. Merciless mystic birth as a misfit journalistic gift with the verb and its instinct. They heard that I did this. Cursed as an infant but burst with a verse like the first in existence. Billionaires, they don't want Corbyn in. We nearly are there. Hit 'em with a 4-kick spin. They're silly and scared, running on a forfeit ting. Hearing impaired, thinking I'm a Nordic king. We fought the cowards of corporate towers, trying to force them out the corridors of power. And the tastemakers were sort of sour. Vultures circle, leave your corpse devoured. But I'm back now. Let's keep going. Give me the next one.
Let's get it, bro!
Let's do it. Yeah. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep.
Turn up!
How can I do a fire in the booth when I'm trying just to maintain? And since you don't hear the word fire in the same way, heard screams, splutters and them gasping for air. That's not bars in a booth, it's so hard to compare. If I use fire as a metaphor, does that disrespect the people that are never more? How does that bomb sound to those that bled in war that we never saw? Remember when they settled scores with metal swords at Skeletor? Chinese made gunpowder, Nobel invented dynamite. They say the guilt in his mind compelled him to design the prize. We know what Einstein's mind was like. How many geniuses we never knew that were deprived of life. I can't philosophize on horrifying flames. We don't have to apologize or qualify our pain. Degremphilize our loved ones of the colonizer's name. Should we let the corporate media lobotomize our brains? You are beautiful. No matter how this life disfigures you, you're beautiful. Even if that image you emulate isn't you. I don't know if history is linear or cyclical, but no, I'm ridiculed for making invisibles visible. That's why Plato said banish poets from the Republic, cause they know that we can shape break the social system and disrupt it. The land of liberty, they tell us leave it or lump it. When Trump comes to the country, we hope he chokes on his crumpet before we sink in the ocean. Consider this as an omen. Nature's blessings aren't ours just cause we think that we own them. Never think that you're broken or think that you're no one. Remember, a rope is strong because of strings interwoven. Would they love you more if you mock the people that you're from? Self-orientalize and believe that you belong. Overcompensate and propagate the image of the imbecile, not uninvolved. Even though you're further from the killing field, take solace in the fact there's always cracks in the monolith. Now we're practically lobbing bricks like Asterix and Obelisk. Distracted with gossip is twisted news and interlude to adverts. No hidden clues to listen to is pitiful.
Perfect.
Rosa Luxemburg gave us the simple truth. You won't feel your chains till the day you begin to move. He photographed the corpse and they flung him in the cage. Those that signed off on the cladding are still receiving their wage. Helicopters hover close, pictures for the front page. Tried to speak, all I really felt deep was numb rage. How could they see this pain at such a young age? Leaning out the window screaming for help, but none came. If it bleeds, it leads. The trauma tourists, they gravitate. Shock doctrine in effect, disaster capitalists salivate. Privatization, deregulation and austerity. 0-hour contracts, exploitation and precarity. Adults didn't make it, the children to be fostered. Save pennies on the block, 20 million on the opera. We see through your cold plans, your program is done. We don't want a prime minister that holds hands with Trump. We don't want DJs doing shows on military compounds. Can't trivialize fire or hear any more bomb sounds. How can I smile when I know the remains are still not found? And echoing in my mind is exactly how the sobs sound. They say we're criminals for syllables and stanzas when they subsidize the killers' tools, the pillagers and bankers who were the engines of history. People like me and you who got massacred for the right to vote at Peterloo. It was Imagineers and the artists that told puddle martyrs, William Cuffey and the Chartists, rebel and resist, even through something small. Create windows with words and mirrors where once were walls. Manure contributes to the beauty of a rose. Why can't we accept our pain as something that helps us grow? They wonder why songs that make you cry are more moving, cause crying's the only thing that we were born doing. Tell us tea is tradition to the English. When I look around this island, not a tea plantation in it. Earl Grey gave 20 million to the slave traders. Multipolar world, now the Indians are space raiders. Freedom to be even or merely alienate labor. Freedom for fossil fuelers to desecrate and invade nature. Albert was an immigrant, Prince Philip is an immigrant. Where the Celts, Normans and the Anglo-Saxons English then. The word sugar, cotton and rice come from Arabic. Now we import democracy to civilize the Saracens. Analyzing planets when this backwater was wilderness. Seems we're still obsessed with immortality like Gilgamesh. Pessimism of intellect, optimism of will. Where the skin of their victims is syndrome Buffalo Bill. In times of permanent war, there's always someone to kill. But when life and death are virtual, almost nothing is real. They got my snapshots in a padlock box, but settle with the heavy metal. This is rap, not rock. It's fire in the booth, but man's not hot. I just got genius bars like a laptop shop. They wanna know if I got a flow or I'm gonna blow. Back like Geronimo Pratt, let's rock and roll. I never sold my soul for a pot of gold. Now feel this scholar's solid knowledge in your collarbone. Subject to propaganda that terrifies the slumbered, but the albums still sell. You can verify the numbers. Collectivize or die. Protect your mind or suffer. Life is paradise to some and a paradise to others. While these twittery teens are sinking in screens and thinking in memes. They blink in this machine is pimping their dreams. I think it's obscene, as sick as it seems. They don't know what lyrical invincibility means. Barge through for part 2, I can't lose. Labels astroturfing, trying to make it look grassroots. Gone are the days we sold our CDs from the car boot. Sharpshooters shooting harpoons through your chart tunes. Saw pain in the eyes of a retired fireman, knowing he couldn't save a child, survived the frying pan. When we riot, we disquiet the Leviathan. Forget Iron Man, I got an Iron Lion's diaphragm. My salutation to those with imagination. Most anticipated, and that's no exaggeration. The flag doesn't exist. Let me back up that statement. What happens to the nation if the Queen has a tax haven? What's commonsensical is sensible to question. What seems to be a lesson is intellectual repression. Say the ting goes as expression of aggression. Remember there's 2 victims on either side of the weapon. We won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. Listen.